This audio will be terrible. Stand by while I fix it. Why aren't you recognizing? Well, I'll start talking anyway whilst I'm trying to fix this. Hello, welcome. There we go. That should be better. Hello everyone, welcome. We're playing some Kingdoms Forlorn tonight, and when I say play, we're using the term very loosely because I really am still not sure how to play this game, but I figured sometimes the best way to do it is just to do it, and that's what we're going to do. Kingdoms Forlorn has and the reason I feel like I can pick this up and run with it is it's got a lot of similarities to Aeon Trespass Odyssey. A lot of similarities. Not everything is identical, but it is got enough that I think I can make it flip, make it roll. So I did a learn to play playthrough it was about a week and a half ago, and now we're going to try for this, which is a not learn to play. It's a full proper actual starting quest thing. But we are still trying to figure out the best way to lay out all the stuff that we need for this game. There's a lot of stuff. What I'm thinking of doing, actually, I was going to do this before, but maybe I'll just try it now and see if it helps. We don't actually need that at all. We can just get away with that, which makes that a little bit neater. I might just try that and see how I feel about that. Yes, so let's zoom in here on where we're starting our quest. We're going to the Principality of Stone, which is a really cool place, I've been told. It's very nice. Everyone likes it. And we've got 4 monsters we're fighting against. These are little snake guys, and these are the skeletons we fought in the first one. These are rats, and these are pumpkin head monstrosities. So I don't really know anything about anyone except for the skeletons, but I have pre-selected a few little things because I know what we're about to get into. So, Bianca the Foolhardy Squire here. She's one of our squires, and this is Ralof the Eager Squire, another one of our squires. They will both be drawing from this metal deck, which I have for the moment off camera, because I hate having random piles of sleeved cards around, and I have a little holder that sits there and it works much better for me. So we'll probably do that. Let me set up, so this one here, yeah, that's that one. What about if we set up a new one? And this one can go also underneath my face there. What's that? Oh, that's an extra dice tray. We don't need that. So we'll just remove that one. What about with this one, if we zoomed in on these boards, Deno? What do you think about that? Yeah, that's also looking awful. All right, that's probably, yeah, sure. So we're playing as Renholder, who is a wizard knight, Fleischritter, who is a butcher knight, and these 2 squires. So we've had to do some preliminary work to set up this thing. So we are playing the Tale of Fleischritter and the Famishing. And I'm going to take this over to the other section, but I'll let you read the prologue first, because that is quite a cool thing. Here's the prologue for Fleischritter. Yeah, basically him and his sister are going to have a hunt. They're hunting for butcher knight things. They like hunting big monsters. His sister's name's Hulda. You can read that if you'd like to read it. I've done a lot of reading in the last few days, So I don't think it. But anyway, thus begins the tale of Fleischritter. Mark the prologue box on your night sheet. You've unlocked the first chapter. Proceed to the night setup on page 3. So page 3 is actually backwards, which is wild. It tells you a little bit about his stuff. So we're starting virtues, his rapport bonus, his exploration cipher, and then we get these technique cards, one set of knives and a chipped axe. Now, in the prologue, we actually picked up some loot. I'm not sure if you're supposed to take it into the first mission or not. I'm just going to take it because it seems cool. So these are the things that Fleischritter is wielding. And I think he's actually got some money too. But yeah. So there's his chipped axe. You can level this up. This is a merchant gear, so it can be leveled up into a felling axe, which is cool. But for the moment, it is just a chipped axe. And I know what all of those words mean. Break and commit, I know. This I know, this I know, this I know, and this I know. What I don't know, however, is if these are only for squires. I think they are. We also picked up this skull shield, which is a defensive item. And this chipped axe is one-handed. Is that two-handed? I think that symbol's two-handed. Yeah, it's definitely two-handed. So I can't take the skull shield and the chipped axe because I only have two hands. So we don't have a skull shield, forget about that. Now we do have it, we're just not going to use it right now. We're just going to take this. We also got this parasite bait. That gives us a bonus fortitude. And we can spend a heat to tap it to suffer less parasitize. Parasitize. Great. Then Renholder's got a bow. He's also wielding a two-handed weapon. And I also know what all of those words mean, which is good. So this little thing here tells us that if our knight is in grave tier, then we get a little bonus. We're not in grave tier. We are in mob tier. And then he's got some shoes, some little boots. They allowed him to reposition 1. So the way this game works, the way that Aeon Trespass works, is you get all of these keywords and you combine all of these keywords at the same time. And so I printed out a sheet that is 8 pages long for all of the keywords so that I know that I've got them right. I think I've got most of them down because they are all exactly the same as Aeon Trespass. It's getting hot in here already and we're only in September. Hey Alexa, turn the aircon on. I love Alexa. All right. Cool. So we're here in the Principality of Stone. I've done all this and we're actually going to do Renholder's first... Sorry, we're going to do Fleischritter's first quest. And it is called To Make an Omelette. We venture into the Principality of Stone. So we're on quest 1. It's called To Make an Omelette, which is great. And this is what it says. I'll read this one because this is good. The Fogwatch Fortress is abuzz with activity. It is not often that an expedition sets off into the deep fog, and word of this one has drawn many curious onlookers. As you sit with Hulda on the driver's board of the lead wagon, you look back over the gathered convoy. These settlers, barely more than refugees if you are honest, talk excitedly amongst themselves. The Resettlement Council paints them an optimistic picture of what life will be like beyond the fog, a vision of untapped potential, vast tracts of land waiting to be claimed, and prosperity at the journey's end. You know better. Many of your fellow Fleischritters return from the long-lost kingdoms with tales of harrowing danger, forsaken realms, and most interesting to you, fierce monsters. But you can see why these people would run the risk of the uncharted, perilous realms beyond the fog. The children are scrawny from underfeeding, whilst the parents are uncomfortably gaunt and grey in the face. As they finish preparations, you can see some of the fortress's residents, border duchy folk through and through, regard them with disdain and even outright hatred. The animosity between the refugees displaced before the coming of the deep fog and the people of the border duchies is well known. So we mark the quest box on your night sheet for chapter 1. Now, this is what the night sheets look like if you want to play like a peasant and use paper. But I am doing a little test run of an app, would you believe? An app that has been written by Pentheus, who was also on the Scribe channel. Great dude, does a lot of great stuff. So I'll just show a little bit of what the app's hopefully going to look like. Now, I've been told this app doesn't really need an awful lot of apping. This game doesn't need an awful lot of apping, but yeah. So there's the little app's going to have a section for gear and for like kingdoms and where you're fighting and stuff. So this tells us the information here that we would normally get from this page. So this page tells us what monsters we need to fight based on our level and counters and so forth. And this actually does it for us, which is cool. So we don't need to fuck about with that sort of stuff. Yes, we've chosen the Principality of Stone. Fleischritter is our leader, which is great. They've missed a C in his name. And we get to choose his chapter. Renholder, it means then, is going to go on to an investigation. So your leader is the only one whose chapter and quest you do. The other people will either do an investigation or a free roam. So Renholder is just going to be doing an investigation, and we're just trying everything out tonight, so we'll do this. But we can, in here, we can edit Fleischritter's. He's on his current chapter and quest. He's on chapter 1. He's completed 0 investigations in this level. We haven't got any notes. We've done the prologue, which is listed there. And then this is where we track his stats. So he's got 1 bravery, 2 fortitude, and 1 might. Surprisingly, our Butcher Knight is not very high in sagacity or insight. Shocking, I know. I don't know what vices are, so I'm hoping we don't find any of those. We don't have any Bane, Gold, or Leads, but we do get a Sigh of the Graal when we start the campaign. When we start the quest as Fleischritter. And this is a choice matrix which is familiar to me from Aeon Trespass. So that's what this app's going to do for us. So I'm going to be using that for a lot of stuff. But what it says is we set up a expedition into the Principality of Stone, setting aside the Eggnite encounter card. Our starting kingdom tile is this one, which is S3, small 3. So that is where we are for that. Before long, the wagons are ready and your convoy sets off. The imposing white walls of the fog loom large overhead and the chattering excitement descends into murmurs, then whispers, then silence. So I am going to nip over to a different page here. So we're onto the vision phase. Yep, so we've done that. We've marked our party leader. We determined the, yep, done and all done. So we proceed to the outpost phase. So we resolve 3 outposts. We prepare our loadouts, which I've done. But we do get to do activities. So if we have a look here, which we are already on here, Dano, good work. We can take 2 actions. But the first one, actually, how many actions can you take? I don't know. I should check that out. Wonder if it's on this thing I downloaded. No. So we don't have any money. We did have some money left over, but we're going to assume that we don't have any money. Does this give us any money when we start Renholder's or Fleischritter's thing? No. No gold, so that's okay. But we can do one of these. If we go to the inn first, 2 random knights raise their heat limit by 1. A random knight gains 1 passion. Draw a loot card. Gain a stone key. Place a chosen resource token. Yeah. So these are all options that we can do if we go there first. This is, you have to hire them, so we don't have any money. This, we don't have any money. We don't have any devotion tokens. We could sign a contract, but I think that actually find the missing person. No, so we're just going to do one of these. We're going to do an easy one. We're just going to gain 1 stone key. The stone keys I think will be useful. So I'm just going to grab myself a stone key and call that a day for my spoils phase. Or not my outpost phase. I feel like that'll be more interesting when I know a little bit more about what's happening. So we'll move on to 001, which is the story. We'll zoom that out now. Boop. Okay. The caravan limps out of the fog. Many of the hopeful settlers now white-faced and wide-eyed. Scarce a handful will speak of what they witnessed within that misty white domain. Even you are reluctant to recall the shadows in the mist, the groaning screams and the crunching sounds of teeth on bone. Your convoy is missing at least a third of its number already. You try not to think of how many of the missing were children. Instead, you look to Hulda, the pair of you sharing a silent moment of determined resolve. Your objective, escort the settlers' caravan into the heart of the Principality of Stone, keeping them safe from any threats. Place an errant clue on your tile. So that's a little green one. So we're going to place this here. This is the caravan, and Renholder is us. Excellent. The caravan will always move together with your party marker. It is represented by 5 resilience tokens. Keep as many as you can to make sure you keep the caravan safe. Such a group will attract a lot of unwanted attention in the kingdom. Place red acrylic cubes on the time track, which I've done over here. That's these red acrylic cubes on spaces 4, 7, 11, 14. 4, 7, 11, and 14. Done. During a story step, if there is a red acrylic cube on the current time track, trigger an encounter. One knight in the party may gain a martial clue for success. If we fail the encounter, we lose a resilience. And if we reach 5 curse or bane, whatever that skull is, then we also lose a resilience. Protect your settlers. What you walk into the kingdom with is likely all you will have. Okay, so that is done. So this is our little map that we're on. This is starting right up the top because there's nothing adjoining to it. And this here is the Traders Guild, the Craftsman's District. Excellent. So we need to get some other cards. So this one is a medium card, number 2. This one is a small card, number 2. And then this one here is a big card. A very big card. Yeah, I'm really interested to find out how this game has had a lot of people talk very positively about it. And that interests me. However, does it have enough differentiation from the Great Aeon Trespass Odyssey? I don't know. I really don't know. And that's something we shall have to wait and see. Cool, so that's it. Now, this is where we are. There's nothing we have to read on that tile. There's nothing special. So if we were to go this way, we would lose a skull, we would lose a time, and we would have something to do with fog. I don't know what that is. This one here, though, is I think the one we're going to go for because it has a clue, and we're going to get a clue. Now, this deck here is the exploration deck, so I'm going to shuffle that. I don't recall reading anything that tells me not to put everything in there. So I'm just going to put everything in there for the Principality of Stone. I'll place this here, I guess, for the moment so you can see the clues, which we need to know which clues we get. Oh, and everyone starts with one of their secondary clues as well, is also something that happens. I'm pretty sure. So this guy's secondary clue is a red. This guy's secondary clue is a green. This guy's secondary clue is a blue. And this guy's secondary clue is a yellow. Cool. And And you can't see that. Nice work, Deno. So yes, the objective for our guys during this quest component is to get as many clues as we can. I think we need to get 3 of each to be successful in our quest, certainly for Renholder. Yeah, for Renholder we need to be successful. Oh, maybe that means no. Okay, just trying to decide which way we go. So, as the caravan pauses on the edge of the mist, the nominal leader of the settlers, a scrawny fellow by the name of Friedrich, joins you at the head of the procession. Naive and young, his eyes sparkle with the dream of a better life. Under his arm, Friedrich holds a rolled-up map found in a dusty library somewhere, detailing the lay of the land ahead of you. Fallen Eisenwald, now known as the Principality of Stone. A few markers on the map point out a few possible places to try and establish a new village. So, do we... Oh. So we have 2 options here. We can we can take them into the middle of the Principality and lose a resilience, or we can just go to a less aggressive one. All right, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So we want to get the scent of the hunt in our nostrils. Okay, so we will, yeah, we'll take them right in the middle. We lose a resilience. We're down to 4 settlers already. We're going into the middle. Okay, so nothing ventured, nothing gained. You meet your sister's eyes, Hulda nodding in agreement. You both have the scent of a hunt in your nostrils, and no babysitting assignment will get in the way of that. Swaying Friedrich, to see things your way is easy. You just need to wave the possibility of fame and wealth in front of him, and he latches onto it. A course is set, following the as yet uncharted roads deep into the dust-choked kingdom. Ahead, the Principality beckons, and its denizens are already taking note of your arrival. Gain 1 passion! So we gain a passion, which is just like gaining a rage in Aeon Trespass, which is a good thing. It means you get to do more with your heroic arc than you would. So for now, if the start of the story step, your time is 8, we see 004. So that is all we need to do with this the rest of the time. Now we will do this over here. So yeah, when we reach time 8, see section 004. And so basically all we have to do when we have a red cube on the time track is do a little encounter based on the location we're at. So yeah, let's do this now. We're going to go here. So we're going to go across to the Principality of Stone. I'm going to load up on this screen so that I know what's happening. This is a good plan from you, Deno. So the delve phase. We travel. The kingdom tile. Resolve all symbols on the back of the track. So we're going to move our time tracker up 1. We're going to gain ourselves a skull. That one we don't have to do anything with. Clue, we gain the top clue here, which is a blue clue because that's the direction that we travelled. And I want to double check that because this part was the part that I was very much confused by during my introductory experience. Cool. Collecting clues to determine if you travelled north. Yes. Okay, so we gained blue clue. Something I got wrong. So anyone that would gain a blue clue or that wants a blue clue, so he gains 1 blue, and he also gains a blue. Anyone that wants them is looking after him, gets them. Excellent. So we've resolved the clue, and that's that one there. Oh, I've got night things to do, don't I? Okay, so maybe I should use this thing here. Conjurer of cheap tricks. Delve phase. That's great. Light our way before the travel step. Reveal a kingdom tile. Yeah, prismatic focus. Okay, cool. So I'm going to do this one, which is going to gain us another skull, but that's okay. We're going to place a magic and a cantrip token in the night pool. So magic token. So my night pool is actually going to be here. For people that watch me play Aeon Trespass, I found it easier to do that. I don't actually remember what a cantrip token looks like, but it's probably not that, but I'm going to use that anyway. There we go. So yeah, so that's a Bane, which we've taken, but we've got those in there. And then because we've used that, that goes into our sleeping section, which is over here. And excellent. And then we also have the option now of using this during rest, lose a curse. When you're about to perform a virtue test, did that cost me anything? No, it did not. Before the travel step, reveal a connected kingdom tile and mark it with a generic token as unexplored. Yep, so we can use this. We're just not going to use it as yet. I found a keyword that I need to look up. The keyword is deploy. What is deploy? During clash setup, at the start of the monster positioning, you may move X places. Excellent. During delve, you may move through shortcuts. Okay, shortcuts I don't know. Excellent, so we've done everything on this tile. So we're now going to flip this tile and we're going to connect it like that, which is cool. That is a deep fog symbol there. We have a small 4 that we need to place adjacent to it. I don't know if we've got enough space here for this map experience, but we're going to stick with it for the moment. So we are going to have to go to the small tile. That's okay. So yeah, travel, resolve, reveal the tile, check your new tile, place that, resolve, encounter monster spawns and movement. Finally, resolve all symbols on the front of the face-up tile you have moved to. So that is a 3. And I think that means we do, in the Principality of Stone, encounter 3. However, I thought you drew an encounter card and added that to the number. Let's find out. Collecting clues, revealing a kingdom tile. To reveal the exploration step, so we don't need to do the encounters. This was the part that I was most confused with, and so this was the part that I was interested in learning. If a symbol is accompanied by a name, if a symbol is, flip the top exploration card. Excellent, don't discard it. Cool, so what we do, this has a number 3, so we flip this and it's that. So we add that to the number on here to give us a total of 5. So we go to this exploration section over here, 5. Splintered cart. Is that right? How good is that? Distribute 4 gold between all knights. Huh. Cool. I'm just going to give Renhold a 4. I'm just going to trap all my gold here. Using this thing. So we got 4 gold. Doot. That's fine. Excellent, so that's how you do those. Then we draw and resolve the first card on this thing. So this is our first encounter card for real. A stone curse. Gain a stone key. Determine X plus 1 where X is your curse level. Our curse level is 0. So, ooh, interesting. You do not gain clues for following this path. So we've got a second stone key. I very much appreciate that. So that's good. You do not gain clues. Okay, so one flip for a direction. Up is not a valid direction. Up is also not a valid direction. Yes. So we can't get a clue from going backwards over here. So that's fine, we weren't going that way anyway. Okay, so that's it. That was easy enough. So let's do our next, that's an instant effect, so that one goes away now. So that one's there. I'm definitely going to need a bigger space for this, aren't I? I'm actually enjoying this little thing though. I thought I was going to hate this, but this is quite cool. It's more engaging than Aeon Trespass. Well, it's not really at the moment, so... Okay, so we are going to go across to here. So we move to here. It takes us one time. Boom. We lose a skull, which is excellent. But we don't gain a clue. And there's a deep fog symbol there, which doesn't mean anything. Ooh. So we have a small 6 there. And there is no encounters, there's no points of interest. So we've resolved everything. So now we do the top card of the exploration deck. Rat Wolves! Place this card in the active effects area. So that's over here. Draw a random direction. We draw to the left. Okay, so we place that here. Oh, sorry, to the right. If you travel in the direction with a token on it, each knight loses a health. So we don't want that to happen. At the start of a delve round, no. So we're going to have to lose health. X is 4 minus the number of tokens. That sucks because we have to go down. We could backtrack, I suppose, and go to that big one, the big tile. Yeah, so what's going to happen, we can't move this way, but we couldn't anyway. So the only option is to go down. But if we backtrack, we can go back 1, 2, and then move down here. Or we just suffered 2 health. I think I'm fine with suffering 2 health. So, and what happens if you travel, then discard this card? Yeah, so we're fighting the little rat wolves. That's fine. Cool, so that's it. Story step, we don't have a story step. So we will go on to the next round. So we're going to move to here. We're going to flip, ooh, 4. I don't know what that symbol means. I think that symbol means shortcut. So yeah, we gain a time, we lose a skull, but we are going to suffer 2 health from each knight because of those pesky rat wolves, and then we discard the rat wolves card. That's fine because we did add that next tile there. Very good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that symbol means a shortcut to 11. I don't know if there is a section in this book for, oh, maybe it's here. Shortcut? It is a shortcut. Okay, so we could use our map. During delve, you may move through shortcuts. We could use our map to go through there. But we do have to take this card number 2. Ah, so this must be like this or something. Interesting. Yep, so we've gone 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, so we now have to flip another one of these, and we flip armor that stalks. Spawn an encounter on the closest large or extra large tile in your current district. If an encounter couldn't be spawned, spawn it on an adjacent kingdom tile instead. So there is going to be an encounter spawning on this tile. Now I'm thinking that's the merchant district, and that means that we will be facing off against pumpkinhead monstrosities. So it might be fun to go that way anyway. I've got a little section here. I'm just going to put that guy there because that's easier than trying to do anything else. Yeah, a lot of dudes are painted now. We've painted a lot of stuff. All of the little grunt models are done. All that's left now is the fun stuff, the big ones. So on Sunday I'm going to paint the white ape troll, which is one of the monsters. So that'll be fun. All right. So that encounter's done. So what I'm going to do now at the start of our next delve round, I'm going to do this light our way. I might just see if Fleischritter's got any good ones that we could use. During rest, X knights may fortify. No, when you're about to perform a virtue test, during deep patrol reversal. Okay, so we could just use pickled rations. Gain a threat to place 1 token on your night board. Sure, I'm going to use this ability. Costs us a heat. At the start of the delve round, gain a threat to place 1 Fleisch token on your night board. And that goes into our sleeping section as well. So the Fleisch token goes here. And we had to gain a skull and we had to gain a heat for that. We do have 2 stone tokens, so that's cool. And yeah, we're now going to use this one. So it's either a heat or a magic. We're going to use a heat. Not purifying ritual. Light our way. Okay, so that one has to be a magic. And that goes into our delay section. Before the travel step, reveal a connected to kingdom tile and mark it with a generic token. So we go over here, we're going to reveal this tile. Cool. Nice. So this has been revealed. There's a signs of struggle. The All Father's Church. Yeah, these map tiles are cool. And if we go this way, we are going to gain blue clues, which doesn't help Fleischritter at all, but it does help Renholder. But we gain 2 clues from going onto this big tile, and when you gain a second clue, you also flipped, so we could get 1. But because we've used Light Our Way, we reveal a random medium kingdom tile and place a chosen clue on it. When you explore that tile, gain that clue. Oh, we need to do that to a medium tile. Okay, so we're going to do it on medium 4. And we're going to put red clues on it. And that is also explored. So this is using Renholder's magic. He's lighting our way using his staff. He's probably saying something along the lines of, I have no memory of this place. Because he's Gandalf. Cool, so those are both used. That cost us our magic token from Renholder. Excellent. So we are going to move here. When we move on to this section, you still, even though we've revealed it, we still do all of these things. So we gain 1 time, very good. And we've reached one of the red cubes, which means we are going to trigger an encounter. We have 2 encounters. We're gaining 2 skulls, yuck, 3. And then we're gaining 2 clues. The first clue is going to be this blue one. So we will gain a blue clue for anyone who wants one, which is good. Blue and blue. And then we flip one of these, and that is going to be a green clue. Okay. So anyone who wants a green clue, which is you, and you will gain a green clue. Cool. So that's all of the clue related stuff. So now we flip this. We resolve anything on this tile. So that's signs of struggle. So that's a specific one. And I think we read about that in this book here. Contracts, signs of struggle. I think that's in here, isn't it? Oh no. Scavenge 1. We just do the one that says signs of struggle, which is here. Signs of struggle, scavenge 1. Okay, scavenge is a keyword that is in my keywords book. Oh, there's a lot happening. I'm excited about that. I like a game with a complexity. Gives me something to get excited about. Scavenge, add X cards to the loot. If it does not specify, you may choose from Kingdom Gear, Upgrade, and Consumable. So we can add one card to the scavenge deck. It didn't say we couldn't do any of our choice, so let's just take this Exhibition Clash one. I don't know what that does, but I think that will work. I can go there. So we've done Signs of Struggle. We now flip an Encounter or Exploration card, and it is a Stonequake. Place a rubble token. Oh, I also need to put a small 10. Place a rubble token on a random path leading from your current tile. So random path 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just flip the top one of this. So we can't go back up there. We weren't going there anyway, but thank you for that. I don't know what a rubble tile is. This looks rubbly. Yeah, cool. So that's an instant effect, so that is also done. Done. And now we're going to do an encounter. How do we do encounters? I've prepared slightly for this. Oh, my camera is a little bit too heavy for its current positioning, and it's causing it to just slide a little bit more than it should be. And it is very, very annoying. So I think it's actually coming from that side. So, okay. So this is the encounter. I'm going to place that there, and then I'm going to zoom in on that. Copy, paste. It's going to come here. So yeah, so this is the encounter. These are kind of small, we're actually doing 2 encounters against the Pumpkinhead monstrosities because the first thing that we have to do is a encounter with the Pumpkinhead monstrosities because we find ourselves in that tile, which is the merchant district. No, the trade craftsman. And then we also had to set up one for the Pumpkinheads as well. So we're going to grab the Pumpkinhead monstrosity encounter, which I have here. Boom. So this card is what we use to fight with an encounter. So, scrape effect, remove the monster from the board. So we have to get 2 little pumpkin heads, which is cool. And it's not an ambush, so the pumpkin heads we place first. Alright, I'll just make sure it doesn't say they don't ambush us. During the story step, if there's a red acrylic cube, trigger an encounter. Nope, they don't ambush us. And when is the normal process for that story step? Encounter. Oh yeah, so resolve encounter monster spawns. Okay, so technically this was supposed to happen first. Cool, so all we do with this, we have this little token, is we roll this dice and we have to place a monster on that tile. So there's only 2 that we can place it on, or 3, no, there's quite a few, okay. We also want to fight the monsters ourselves, so we're going to place one there. The second one, he has to go on this one or this one. So let's go here, I think. So if we look again at this, the monsters will only attack sideways. So if we can get below them, we can attack. So now, once we've deployed them, we deploy ourselves. So we do Fleischritter. So Fleischritter can go in one of those locations. And so he will go here, which means he's going to get to attack. Renholder, he's got a bow. So Renholder can attack with his bow, however, the bow, unfortunately, has a rule called unwieldy, which I think means it can only fire in a straight line. So he's not getting attacked. So the scout, or sorry, the Ralof the squire, he's going in a double sword. So Ralof can't attack either. He could suffer a damage. Yeah, we'll suffer a damage there, I reckon. And last one is Bianca. Bianca's got a hope. I don't know what you do with a hope, so we'll just re-roll. One sword. Yeah, Bianca can take a damage as well. Cool. So the monsters attack. Literally, they just do damage on both sides. So both me squires are going to take 1 health. That's done. And then we do some attacks. So I think that's it. I literally think that's it for encounters. You just roll some dice and that's it. They're interesting. They have very little stuff. So, okay, so monster round step, the monsters act. Monster positioning. I don't... if there is no hope symbols. Okay, so Bianca or Ralof has to go in that spot there. Okay. So the monsters attack. Do not draw mortis cards other than Judicium. Knight round step. Each knight may either perform an attack action or a help action. Cool. So what do we need for a success? We need 1. A partial success is 1. Place 1 fire token in the knight pool. 1 knight gains 2 heat. Nice. Okay, so there's some interesting stuff with how to do these little cards and stuff. So we're doing 2 of these actually, so that's cool. So yeah, so it's actually only Ralof that takes a wound. And now we roll. So Bianca's going to place nothing in the pool. Renholder can place an opening and a break, so we will do that. 1 break and 1 opening. That's definitely the wrong thing. There we go. And we'll use Renholder. So Renholder's going to make a swing with his chipped axe. It has commit, so that means he has to take a heat to use it, I'm pretty sure. He rolls a 2. That is definitely a miss because these guys need a 2 hit of slightly more than that, don't they? Actually, we need to do Ralof first. I'm not doing that. We'll do Ralof first. So Ralof gains a heat, or gains a passion, I should say. So we shuffled this already, but we're going to flip his to hit roll. He got a crit chance, Ralof, you clown. And oh my god, so he does 2 power, plus he's got 3 potentials, so he can do that. These guys need a 3 to do a wound to them, so we will spend that break, and that does a wound. And then because we're there, we can place 1 break and 1 pushback, or 1 opening. So we'll place an opening, which is good. So that's done. Now old mate's going to go. So yeah, so he hits this time. And this is a black plus an automatic wound. And he puts a break in there. Yeah, interesting. Okay, time is interesting. So that is a wound. We've done 3. Oh, actually, we can only hit 1 guy. So we don't need to do anything. So we have a partial success. We place a fire token in the night pool. Fire tokens are good. There's a fire token. He is at Passion 2, which means he can put a... gets a power reroll, and he can put a break token. So he'll also put a break token in there. I don't like these new tokens. Sweet. So now, we're going to do it again. So 2 pumpkin heads. 2 pumpkin heads go first. The first guy, he goes on a grail. So we're definitely going to place him here. And the second guy, he goes on a double sword space. That's bad, so I guess the only option is there, realistically. And then, alright, so Ren Holder, he goes on a single sword space. He can go here, and he can shoot his bow. Excellent. Fleischritter, he has to go on 1 as well. That's a shame, so he can't do anything. We need 1 to just roll a single sword. Nope. So has to go here, Bianca, and Ralof, single sword. Yeah, Ralof, you're a mad dog. Okay, so Bianca suffers a wound. And no one else suffers any wounds. So we'll do Ren Holder. No, we'll do Bianca. She's going to add a opening and a break. Actually, we'll do her after the first attack. So the first Squire attack. Okay, so this is Ralof. He's going to attack this guy down the bottom. So he rolls a 5 to hit. We have an opening. And because of their to hit roll of 6, that is a hit. And he flips a critical. Nah, 3 power, 3 potential. So he successfully wounds this guy off, which is great. The fire goes away, the break goes away, but Ralof is at Passion 2, so he adds 2 openings back to the pool. So Ren Holder's going to attack, but before we do that, we're going to add a break token from that, and we're going to add a break token from that. Ren Holder, he's going to raise his Passion using his bow. Range 2 to 4, he's in range. So that's a 4, plus the 2 opening tokens is a 6, which is a hit. And then the break token, what's his bow? It's 2 reds. Nice. So that 1, 2 is not enough to do a wound. Can we do anything about that? I don't think we have a power reroll. No. Oh, we got that in there, which he can actually spend. But that doesn't help us. No, okay, so he'll just put that back in there, which is his cantrip token. And that's it. So we only get one defeated again. That's okay. So a success in an encounter is one knight in the party may gain a martial clue. So we're going to gain 1 and 1, as we've done 2 successful encounters. Okay. I think I like those. They're interesting so far. Let's bring Renholder back over here. So our next location we're going to go is this way. So we decide that way to go. We resolve all symbols in the tile we're going to. So that is 1 time, so we're at 5. Another skull, so we're at 4. But we gain a clue, and then we also gain a red clue for anyone who's chasing red clues, which means Fleischritter only needs 1 more green clue to get it done. And, oh no, we've gone that way as well, which means we're getting a red clue a second time. That's okay. We're at 3 and 4. That's good. We go here, there's a number 4, and we're going to flip and add 4, which is an 8. And 8 says perform rotation 1. So we rotate all these little guys like that. So it just changes who we fight in encounters. It's interesting. So back over here, so we're going to go small 8, medium 7, okay, and that's it. We don't have an encounter. We did our 8. So we do the rust cometh now. These are both gone. Rust cometh. Remove X single Panzergate tokens from any one district where X is your curse level. If this effect didn't trigger, gain a curse. So we gain a curse. If our bane or our skull is higher than 7, it is not. It is 4. That's another instant effect. So there's no story effect. So let's go to this little small one so we can move. Actually, what's down is a green, and that's what we need to complete our clue. Yeah, we can risk it 1 more. We can risk it 1 more. Night prowess during deep fog traversal. Cool. We're going to go down. It's 1 time. That takes us to 6 time. 5 skull. And we're going to gain a clue, and the clue that we're gaining is a green, which means we have 3 green and 4 red. So I think we've completed the main guy's quest. The other squires and stuff, I don't know. I don't know. So we flip this, and whoa, cool. Oh, we're in a different district. Cool, so we've moved into the little swirly district, which is called the Merchant District, which is Ironcast Dead will be the people we will fight, if that is the case. Oh, that's a shortcut. Small 9. Oh, so this shortcut, no, that goes to 11, that one goes to 14. Okay, cool. So that's a shortcut. Medium 8. So there's no points of interest. There's nothing else that we need to do with that. So we just flip an exploration. We did move our stuff up. Yep, great. And we found of Stone and Rust. Resolve a Kingdom adventure. I don't know what that is, but I did see it in this Principality of Stone book. So let's have a look at a Kingdom adventure. So we roll 1d100. That is what we have to do. So the 1d100 roll we have is 11. When you gaze into the abyss. Okay, so we go number 4. Fearing the screeching of metal wings carried on the wind, you retreated underground. Big mistake. The dark tunnels close in around you, the immense weight pressing in on you from the rubble above your head. These artificial caves are unstable. A single piece of dislodged debris could cause a cave-in, and you have delved deeply, following the winding caverns ever further beneath the surface. Now the last of your torches flickering, you notice shadows stalking you, oppressive, choking. You get separated! No! Each knight rolls 1d10. You may gain a curse. That seems bad, to add 2. You may gain 2 to add plus 1. Okay, gain fear. Yeah, sweet. I'm just going to roll. Each knight rolls d10. So we'll do Ralof. Ralof rolls a 9. Gain a chosen clue. Ralof will take a blue clue. He's completed his clue quest thing. Excellent. Let's do Renholder. Renholder rolls a critical. Gain a chosen clue. Renholder will gain a yellow clue. Let's do Bianca, the foolhardy squire. Bianca rolls an 8. Gain a chosen clue. She will gain a yellow. And the Fleischritter himself. He rolls a 1. Gain the fear condition card. Alright, well, Fleischritter, you've done poorly, but that's okay, because fear, if I recall, is just eliminated when you do a wound, and that is not really a concern for us. You can do some big wounds. You're a big boy. I just got to find the fear condition card now. There it is, fear. Alright, let's have a look at it, because we can. You have -2 precision. If you gain this dread, when you deal a wound, yeah, and place a permanent precision token. Cool. I like that. Fleischritter is afraid, but only for now. Cool. Kingdom Adventures. That's another big tick from me. Alright, where are we? We're on this tile down here. So we've completed that adventure card, and so we are going on to round number 7. So we're going to move over here to number 9. So this is a small one. So we're moving to here, and that's going to lose us a skull, gain us a time. So we are going to resolve an encounter step in the story part of this. We're not gaining a clue from this. Ooh. We're in the Merchants District again. 6 big. And 13 small. Yeah, these little things are fun. They're fun. But you just need a lot of space. So maybe I've got a different way of doing this. I thought about it before. Nothing else to resolve on there, but as you can see from here, we have reached the second cube, which means we resolve an encounter. And this time we are in the Merchants District, and that means we resolve an encounter against the Ironcast Dead. So the Ironcast Dead's encounter is, yeah. So there's 2 of them, and they only attack to the right, I think. But it's 2 health, okay. Scrape effect. Oh, did the other guys have a critical? Because I actually did a critical, didn't I? Scrape effect, scavenge. No, okay, I think we didn't. Cool, so 2 little skeletons will go on this board. So take all of our guys off. So skeleton number 1, he goes on a hope, which means he goes right here in the middle, ready to get ploughed. And the next skeleton goes here. He's also ready to get ploughed. So they're only hitting to the right here. So we'll do Renholder. So Renholder can go here. Where's me Renholder? It's fine. Yep, so he can go here. He's not going to get hit there. Next person, we'll do him. Next person, Bianca. So she has to go on an empty. She's been rubbish. And he also has to go on an empty. If there isn't one, they don't go on the board. So we need the boys to do 2 hits. The skeletons don't attack at all. So we do attack. Yeah, and the skeletons don't attack because they only attack to the right. Pretty sure that's right. Sweet. Yep. Cool. So we just hit them. So we'll do... Oh, Bianca can't add anything to the pool. There is a magic one in the pool. So Renholder will go first. So he gains a passion. And he's shooting with his crude bow. So that's a hit. And these guys have a damage total of 2. There's only 1 break in the pool though. But we do it anyway. We get it done. So Renholder on 2 can add a magic token to the pool. Excellent. And another cantrip. And that's all he can do. He doesn't really help anyone else, does he? What a guy. Oh no, his crude bow does have break 1. He had to spend a thingy to use it. Now what can you use when you attack? Cool, so we're going to use a Fleisch token from here instead of heat to allow us to attack with that. So that's a hit, and that is a black with an automatic power, so we just need to roll. Yep. So that is a wound. So this goes away. Oh yeah, sorry, the bow adds a break, so that's the wrong one anyway. But he is on 3, which means he is adding a break and a Fleisch token. So yes. Oh, there's a cantrip. Yeah, that's a cantrip. So that's in there, that's in there. There's a Fleisch token, break and Fleisch, and break and knockback, or opening. Let's put an opening. Cool. I like that little mechanic. It's a lot of effort though. A lot of effort to settle that up and roll the dice and then be like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And so if we are successful, which we are fully successful, we may gain a martial clue on 1 knight in the party. We'll just gain that there, so we're 2 and 2. So he's completed his quest. We just got to get green, but more importantly, yellow clues. And our stuff is at 5. So we're going to go down, and this is our last travel step. We're going to go down here to remove a skull, I think. Ooh. Ooh, there's some numbers on this one. Excellent. So we're here. There's no quest. That lets us go down into the Sunken Kingdom, which is interesting. We don't need to do that, I don't think. Oh, this is like the starting tile, if I remember rightly. Maybe. So that one's there. We have reached time slot 8. We have reduced our skull down to 3. And during the story step, we're going to do that. There's a small 12 as well, which is here. I'm going to guess like that somehow. Excellent. So we resolve an encounter card and we flip a scouting party. Resolve an ambush against a monster from your current district. So that's a skeletons. Resolve the critical chance even if you didn't gain a crit chance. I'm going to assume that means an encounter like we just did. So that's fine. We'll do that in a second. Let's read this story. So Fleischritter has a card or a number which is 3123, I'm pretty sure. 3123. So I think we read that in the Principality of Stone book. 3123. Ooh. You approach the grounds of Hansa Hall, looking about for there, a smaller building sitting in the shadow of the larger structure. Over the door, the crossed cleavers of the Fleischorden. Not a proper order hall, just a small station, one of the many spread across the kingdoms. Long abandoned, of course, but for a Fleischritter who knows where to look, there can be useful supplies and information. You shunt the door open, your bulk and powerful shoulder overcoming the warped frame and jammed timber. Within, a dark kitchen, utensils long rusted away, fireplaces choked with dust and ash. As you move deeper, a rattling noise makes you turn, weapons at the ready. A figure stumbles back from a back storeroom, clad in leathers and arms similarly to you, a fellow Fleischritter. He offers a sheepish smile, explaining the contract he is currently pursuing. You accept his offer to join you. Another sword at your side couldn't hurt. Gain the level 2 warrior mercenary for the remainder of the expedition. That's great, but it also means I've got to move this box of guys. Here's all me painted guys. Alright, that's going down there. So the level 2 mercenary is pretty cool. I couldn't afford a mercenary. So now we've got ourselves a level 2 warrior. Here's what he looks like. When you're about to perform an armor roll, add your knight power die to the armor dice pool twice. Delve. Ignore a failure or partial success effect of an encounter. Speaking of, when you have a success, one knight gains a temporary positive speed token. That's just a movement. Sure. So we do have to do another little one where I think they ambush us. So that means we go first and then they're placed. I think that's what that means. I can't think of it. So we'll do Fleischritter. He will go here. We'll do Renholder. He's a double sword guy. Alright, Renholder will go here. That could be bad. Squire. Squire is on an empty. Squire is here. So skeleton goes on a blank, which is nice. And next skeleton, he goes on a skull. Or a grail, I should say. So yeah, so that's bad for us. So we have to go here. Neither of them attack, but Renhold is the only one who's going to go for an attack. So he raises his passion. He's got tokens in the pool, so he hits. Oh, he can't actually attack with his bow because he's run out of. Oh no, it doesn't have commit. That's cool. So yeah, he's fine. 1, 2. So we do that, which means we get a partial success, which is one knight loses health and gains a temporary positive speed token. Let's just go Fleischritter, he's got the most health. And we also resolve the critical success, which is scavenge 1. So when we scavenge, we'll go Kingdom Gear. Sure. I think I'm getting most of this stuff right. Maybe not, but So we've reached the story step now, and it is 8 times, so we are going to go to Fleischritter's Tale. The caravan trudges onwards at last until you find a reasonably sheltered place to make camp. It was once a town square surrounding a well, long since dried up and choked with rubble and waste. The looming shadows of former homes crowd in on either side. A single sinister presence, but one that provides a wall against the chill night winds and a barrier between you and some of the night's denizens. If you have 4+ resilience, we do. In spite of the oppressive surroundings encroaching upon you at every turn, the sheer weight of the sagging buildings and the hollowness of the streets, the mood within the caravan is one of stoic determination. Soon, campfires are burning brightly, and one of the refugees finds a water source nearby that hasn't totally run dry. You gather what you can and boil it, ignoring the thick, calciferous residue that gathers in the bottom of your cauldrons. Everything, even this meagre water, is choked with dust. As you settle for the night, a monstrous snarling fills the air. Piles of rubble shift, ancient wooden doors shiver and collapse, and shadows flit through the streets and across the rooftops. The denizens of the principality have found you. One chosen night may reset their heat to 0. That will be the Fleischritter. And we proceed to an exhibition clash. Great. So that was fun. An exhibition clash. Our Renholder needs to add 2 cantrip tokens. He's got like 3 cantrip tokens and a magic token. And those go away. But we put that back in. Cool. Yes, interesting. So, an exhibition clash is a proper fight. We're going to set up a proper fight. We'll finish the fight, and that'll probably be us done for the stream. So, exhibition clash, I think we fight against the current district we're in, which is the merchant district. So it is going to be a clash against the Ironcast Dead. So let's go over here, and I'll bring up the principality. We're going to turn that zoomed view off. Boo! So this is exciting. So that's a clash. Does it have exhibition clash? Nope, so you just do clash, but exhibition is slightly easier. We'll check that in a second. So I have to set up this map. Whoa, there's lots of terrain. Alright, let me tell you a couple of my frustrations with Aeon Trespass Odyssey versus my #1 game of all time, which I'm sure many of you would know is the Kingdom Death Monster. My frustrations mostly stem from, how many do we need to set up? Setting up the board. They always have so much terrain on this board that you have to spend ages setting it up. So, columns. This board is smaller though, which I think will make it a little bit easier. There's only one of those, and there's an L-shaped one here. So that's there. That's there. And then we've got one of these little guys. One of these little guys. One and one. 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 Oh, you've outdone yourself there, Dano. You grabbed the exact right amount of little columns. Alright, so we're just going to randomly place these guys here. So this guy's here, this guy's here. Now, I have numbered all of the bases. I've painted them, which makes everything a little bit easier. You don't have to fuck about with other stuff. So we'll go Fleischritter, Bianca, Renholder, and Raloff. Cool, so standard preparations, monster positioning, 4 BP1, 3 BP2, and 1 BP3 in a random order on the mob track. So I'm just going to make sure the exhibition clash is what I remember it to be, which is our middle clash. So the exhibition clash (46). Cool. So we just add a wound basically to the thing, so we don't have as difficult a time of fighting the skeletons. Okay, so here is my glorious plan for making this situation work. Took me a while to figure this out, but I think this is going to work. Hey-ya. Hey-ya. Woohoo. I'm excited by that. So these are Ignite cards. I was just grabbing those out for preparation. So we need the little buffhead skeleton cards. And this is where we start to get some difficulty. There's just not a big enough table. There is not a big enough table for this game. Okay, so that is their routine, which I'm just going to keep here. So some AI cards, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, so theoretically, that is there, and then we need 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 1 level 3 card. Yucky. So yes, so the skeletons are a mob clash. And that means that we randomly assign these up the top. So number 1 is a 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay, so I can't get everything on camera, so I just decided that I would take these on camera and that would be all. So we then put a signature and a routine. So we have 1 of each. This is a level 1 fight. There's 7 wounds and stuff. AI card and signature. Make sure we're setting this up right. This is important. Yeah, 1 AI and 1 signature. We are at level 1. That's great. So there's 7 wounds. Section 2, the number of wounds, exhibition wounds, starting wounds. Okay, so we place 1 little wound here. We're going to put it on the skeleton. That's how we know how many wounds we've done. So we've just done 1 of 7. Attributes, bonuses, monster traits, signature and routine. And that tells us, cool. Nice. Okay, so both of our main knights, Renholder and Fleischritter, have a token, a speed token to increase their movement. So they're both movement 5 thanks to defeating the knights or the stuff. The knights go second in a clash unless you happen to ambush. We are not ambushing, which is a shame. So I have shuffled this, but I'll shuffle those again. So that's the AI 1s. I wonder if you're supposed to start with AI 2s and 3s based on the number of BPs. I'll assume not. Okay, so I think we're good to go. So we'll bring up that screen, the clash phase. Perform setup, resolve the clash. Discard, perform rotation 2. Cool, I need to print this out. This is great. Cool. All right, we should be good now. I'm pretty sure we have all of the information we need. We're definitely going to start with Renholder. I'm just going to check the keywords on his bow. Make sure we know what they do. Unwieldy. Vault. Unwieldy. You may only attack targets in a straight cardinal line. Great. Range 2 to 4 I know. Break I know. Cumbersome. If you do a wound, you tap the card. Yes. Cumbersome. During the second, if you exhaust it, treat as a voluntary exhaust. The shoes, reposition 1. That's great. That's just move in the second ability window. Lesser dodge. Dodge and lesser dodge. Is that you? Discard. Dodge. Gain evasion. Yep. Cool. So that's fine. Alright, so Renholder is currently at 7 health, which means he is at 5 heat limit. And he's only got 1 heat. Fleischritter, he is at 8, which means he is at heat limit 4. So he's reset all of his heat. So that's fine. So these all flip now to their clash side. And that's cool. You may use Fleisch tokens from the Night Pool instead of heat. When you attack, break and commit. So I'm pretty sure commit is you must spend a heat to use it. Commit, gain a heat, very good. All right, I think we're good. So let's do a skeleton turn. So the skeletons are gonna start with an AI card. So we'll draw the top AI card, and don't forget we've got a warrior too. So here is our, wrong button, Dano. Actually, that'll be fine. There he is. So this is the AI card triggered by number 1. So number 1 is here. His target is the closest engaged knight. There isn't one. The closest knight in front. So that's our choice. We're going to choose Ralof. So he's going to move to Ralof. and move and attack. So Ralof will flip a metal card. So I've got my metal deck. We might put that here for the moment. So he will flip to see how many he evades. He evades 2 hits, which is good, which means he only suffers 1 hit. And that hit does 1 damage. Ralof goes down to 6. They never take any mortis checks. They don't do that. So that's pretty much him done. We'll then trigger Swarm and Knockdown. So Knockdown only happens if you're adjacent. If no other knight in zone 2. No, that's okay. That'll be fine. So Swarm is another keyword. I'm pretty sure we did that in the initial attack. But let's check it anyway. In the initial clash that we did. Swarm. Oh, no, I'm thinking of a different one. Okay, cool. The attack knight loses 1 for each other adjacent monster. There isn't one. Knockdown. Cool. We do have the option to spend a heat to reflex away. So we wouldn't suffer knockdown. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Let's do that. So he's spending 2 heat and he's going to move to there. And that is that AI card done. So there is another knight in zone 2. So that one is completed. That AI card is done. So we then go on to the signature, which number 2 triggers. Number 2 is over here. So his target is Renholder. So the closest knight in front. So he's going to move to Renholder. 1, 2, 3 there. And it's 3 speed. Renholder's going to use his shoes, might as well. So he gets +1 evasion on this roll. So he's got 3 hits. So yeah, basically he's looking for 7s. So he rolls no evasions. There's no downside, I reckon, to re-rolling 2 of those because we get to refresh our heat before we do anything else. Into at least 1 success. So we're only taking 2 hits. And that is 2, 1, 2 health. So that takes us to 5, which means we are still on the same heat level. And that's it. Sweet. So now we trigger the after effects of that, which is gang up 3. So gang up 3 pushes him 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay. Okay, let's go. One, 2, 3, 4. All right, we got some interesting choices. So I'm really excited by this. This is exciting. So I think Renholder is our target. So Renholder is the person who's going to go first because we want to add as many opening tokens to the pool as we can. Yeah. So he's going to shoot his bow at number 4 over here. So number 4 is this guy, and fortunately he's only a BP 1. So at the start of his turn, this flips into his hand, this flips to here, and he refreshes 1, 2, 3 heat. So we might just look at his other stuff. Your conjurer of cheap tricks. Second chance. So yeah, we're just going to shoot our bow. So these guys have a target to hit roll of 5+. He's currently got no openings, but he's got 2 cantrips, which are both. So that's a 1. We'll spend a heat to re-roll. Good start, Deno. Into a 6. So we've rolled a hit with our crude bow. And so we reveal the Bone Squire. So yeah, so we need to do 2 wounds to do this. It's not a critical, so if we do a wound, we have to reveal the leftmost card. That is the BP3. That sucks, Dano. That is absolutely shit house. So we absolutely annihilate that guy. So because we've annihilated that guy, this is tapped. He is destroyed. That is a wound, but we do have to reveal this, and we reveal an Accursed Wanderer. While this is revealed, at the end of each monster round, escalate the lowest. What? That guy sucks. That's at the end of the monster round though. Escalate the lowest unrevealed mob. Cool, man. That's interesting. Okay, so Renholder made an attack, and so he raises his passion. He does have power rerolls, but he doesn't need them. He can spend a magic to refresh a card, so he'll spend a magic to refresh that. And then, oh, he can also spend it to refresh that. He'll refresh that instead. Goodness me, that is tremendous. And he's at Passion 4, so he's going to get 2 cantrips and 2 magic tokens in the pool. Plus a break, the Fleisch token is not used by him. So he would really like to heal, but he can't. He'll just move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. So there's 3 cantrip tokens in the pool right now. Anyone can use a cantrip token, I'm pretty sure. When declaring an attack, change each cantrip into either an opening or a break token. Sweet. So let's go with Fleischritter and see if we can clear off his Face Your Fear. Get a permanent positive precision. So that signature moves across to there. We did do a wound, so that means we have to escalate. And that was a level 1, so we escalate into a level 2. Okay. Yep, so Fleischritter's going to move. That guy's number 3. He's a BP 2. 7. He's a BP 1. So we'll go 1. Actually, we need to keep these guys separated as much as possible. Yeah, he's speed 5. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to attack number 6. So he has to, he refreshes that. This comes down to here. He's full, so he's going to gain a rage or a passion in this instance. He's going to attempt to swing with his chipped axe. We're going to turn all 3 of those into openings. So he's got a net opening of 1, bonus 1. He'll spend 1 of those to re-roll. Come on, Fleischritter. You chump, Fleischritter. So that's a full miss. Something here says, after you fully miss an attack, declare that you have hit with all dice instead. Don't add your night power dice to the power pool. I'm going to do that. I'm going to use my warrior card, which I picked up because we really want to Fleischritter to clear his precision token buff or penalty. You may use Fleisch. Cool. Yeah. Okay, sweet. So he's rolling a black with an automatic wound. We actually need to have a look at this card. He's going for number 6. And that is a chaplain of the church. What? He's 5. Look at that. End of the monster round, heal 1. 5 is ridiculous. Oh yeah, I forgot to roll my night dice, but that's fine. So break 1, commit 1. So yeah, we have a power reroll, which we'll use, as well as a pushback. So we'll just use our power reroll, I guess. We really need that night thing, don't we? So that's just 2, 3. And if we had this, I'm going to say we have that. We can reroll that one as well. 4. So we're still 1 short anyway. So that's fine. So that is a fail. So he heals 1. Man, these guys suck already. While this BP is revealed at the end of the monster round, heal 1. That is awful, Deno. That is awful. Okay, well we're going to kill some of these guys now. In good news though, he gets to put another Fleisch token back in the pool, plus an opening. So we'll put opening 1, opening 2, and that's just a reroll. Opening 1, opening 2, Fleisch, and then his weapon does a break. There's still 2 magic, and there's still a Fleisch in there. He failed to do a wound, and so that is awful. So let's do Bianca. Oh, hang on a second. What do these things do? Maybe I can use one of my cards. Night Pose. Oh, we're just going to use his Cured Darkland. Yeah, delightful. Was gain 3 health. He's eaten that. I don't think you lower his Fleisch limit when he's there anymore. That's a once per ability, once per clash thing. So I think that goes there. But that cost him his Fleisch tokens. Cool. So he's got healing. What have you got? Second chance, stand up, place a cantrip, teleport. So nothing super exciting on his cards. Alright. Yes, we'll do Bianca. She'll just move to here. And she's going to attack. Oh, number 1. He is 8 health. How are you supposed to take that out? That is ridiculous. So she'll actually go to him. And she'll fight him. So she's going to flip to hit roll of 5, which is a hit. She is a very ordinary passion. And that's revealing card number 8. And that is a 4. Instinct, draw AI for the furthest mob. Man, these guys suck. Let's go, Bianca. She rolls 4 power, you legend. So she defeats him. It wasn't a crit chance. So he is just defeated. But because of his instinct, we draw an AI card for the highest mob. We do have to escalate now into a 2. And then we draw an AI for the furthest mob, so that will be number 6 against Fleischritter. Closest non-engaged knight is Ralof. Move and attack. Ralof, you pus bucket. If you are not engaged to another knight, Ralof's heat is not 3, it's 2. So yeah, closest non-engaged knight. These little idiots don't have any speed. They just move as far as they need to move. Is that right? Yeah. So he's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he'll move Ralof to there. For each hit, lose 1. So Ralof is just going to flip a card. And he flips hits evaded 1, so he's going to suffer 2 damage. 1, 2. And then he doesn't have to take a Mortis card, and then he does gang up 3. He's already there, so that's fine. That's his isolated done. It's Ralof's turn, so he needs to get the heck out of there. But this is number 2, which is a BP2. This is number 1, that's a BP a million. Number 6 is this chaplain of the church. I reckon we go for him. She needs to add 1 opening token. Oh, Bianca, you suck. No, we need to go for someone else. Number 6, 1, 2. No, he's going to have to go for number 6. Oh, this is very unlikely. Very unlikely. We can use a magic from Ren Holder. So let's do that. We're going to place a cantrip token in the... no, it actually goes here in the pool. So we're going to turn that into a break. That's literally the best option we've got here. And we can do that with a magic. Yep, alright, we'll flip. The hit roll is a success. Now, we actually do have tokens that we can use here. So his power flip is 1. So yeah, even if he was to flip 2, 3, he can get to 4. 4's not enough. So what does that guy do? Failure heal 1. Oh no. This is going to be a long fight. Long fight. Ralof is in a lot of trouble. Ralof is in some real trouble. At the end of the monster turn, they are going to heal again. And then he's going to escalate. Escalate AI and BP. What an absolute chump. Alright, so this guy, who's number 3, he's going to flip an AI card. It is Overwhelm. 5! Ugh. Okay, so it's number 3. So he's down here. So the closest engaged knight. No. It's Ralof, not Ralof. So move and attack. Ralof's thing is not higher than that. He's got Swarm 1, no. Ralof, can you do a reflex? You can, because you should have refreshed 1. So yes, he's going to reflex away. Good work, Ralof. He's going to move to here. This guy's going to go to here. Oh, Ralof needs to do his stuff in the pool. He needs to raise his passion. Okay. Yep. So he puts an opening and a break. Yep, okay. Alright, we're starting to get a hang of it now. So yeah, he runs to there. Ralof's got to dodge 5 of these. Oh, I just remembered. Ralof uses this. He doesn't roll dice. He evades 2, which means he takes 3 damage. Ralof is down to 1 health. No, Ralof! No! Why are you like this, my guy? Cool, so that's all. I don't think we can do anything else. He's going to die. He's going to have to take a Mortis check soon. What a chump. And then at the end of that AOI card, after attack, if no other knight in zone 2, there is a knight in zone 2, so that one's done. But now we do the signature, which is on number 5. So 5 is here, the closest knight in front. It's Ren Holder. He goes to there. Ren holder has to dodge. 1, 2, 3. That's no dodges. He doesn't have any armor, so he's just going to take 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to draw our first mortis check of the night. Very interesting. So it is Panzer Decay, but he's going to use his parasite bait. You lower it to a minimum of 0, gains a heat to do that. So he does not suffer the Panzer Decay, which is cool. And then gang up, so he's going to get pushed to there. Then, at the end of the turn, we're going to do an escalate. So this 1 is going to become a 2. And then I think that BP1 becomes a 2 as well. How does heal work with these guys, honestly? Does heal actually bring them back? Does it put them back into play? Because how the heck are we supposed to do 7 wounds if he keeps healing? I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. Okay, Ren Holder's going now. It's our turn. So Ren Holder, he's going to bring these back. He's going to refresh his heat there. And then he's going to move and shoot his bow. This guy is number 6. Yeah. So Ren Holder moves to here, shoots his bow, raises his passion. His passion is now 5, which is the magic number. There is an opening token in the pool, so that is a hit. We know this is AI 5. And so he's flipping 3, 4 reds. He's rolled absolute... Oh, hang on a second. We can put tokens in the pool, can't we? Because he's got his spell. Yeah, so we want to place a cantrip token in the pool. One, 2, and he's got 2 power rerolls. Yeah, so we've actually got 2 breaks plus 2 power rerolls. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a wound. We gain a magic back. We gain 2 magic back, actually. Plus we put 3 cantrips in there. And they're just going to be all openings, so Fleischritter can get his wound. So this chaplain of the church is defeated. It's going to draw an AI for the furthest mob. The furthest mob is this guy, number 7. Number 7, the flanking strike. Closest knight in front. Alright, so it's Bianca. Goes to there, move and attack. 3 on a 9, 1, 2, 3. She doesn't use that, she uses this. She evades 2, so she suffers 1 damage. And Swarm 1, there's no one else. After attack, knockback 3, Bianca will use 2 evasion to reflex away from that knockback 3. The crude bow is wounded, but we're going to flip that to turn it back online. He is a legend. He is an absolute legend. We do need to escalate. Sure. So I'm just going to assume that we just have to get 7 wounds and BP3's count as 2. Alright, so can we get this Accursed Wanderer? He's literally 8. 8 is next to impossible for us to get. 5 is a BP2 though. Let's do Bianca. She'll gain a heat. She'll raise a passion. No, we're just going to do Fleisch Ritter. He'll attack on number 5. He's going to raise his passion to 5. He's going to swing with his chipped axe. He rolls a crit chance. Oh, he actually gains 3 heat. Oh, he's got a crit chance. Here we go. We're back to Deno dice. What do we got? A Panzer Dead. Critical, you may flip a chosen BP card face down. That is what we want. That is what we want to see. We're back in it. We're back in it, Deno. Fire up, son. 1, 2, 3 dice. We've got 2 power rerolls. We've got all sorts of stuff happening here. Oh, he's got Fleisch tokens galore. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which is enough. Yeah. So that guy's defeated. We're at 3 wounds. And we're going to flip that stupid number 1 guy so he's not escalating every turn. Number 5 is defeated. Okay. 3 wounds. Yes, we need to get all of these guys defeated, which seems unlikely. He puts into the pool a break. Another break and a Fleisch token. Plus he's got knockback and a power reroll. Plus we'll place an opening. That'll do for him. He'll then move 1, 2, 3. We do have to level up an AI 2 into an AI 3. Alright, let's go Ralof. You can go and hit number 2, I reckon. You got this, Ralof. You've only got 1 wound left, mate. You can do it. Yeah, so Ralof's going to move here to number 3. 1, 2. And he's going to flip. It's a crit chance, Ralof, you absolute behemoth. Alright, so this BP card, who did I say it was? Number 3. Yep. Oh, when you reveal this, escalate the lowest unrevealed things. It's a critical, you may perform a bonus attack. Hiya! Alright, power plus potential. And, yep. So that's 3 potential. That's 3. We will spend all of this and we will do a crit chance, which means we can perform a bonus attack. But when this is revealed, we have to escalate this 1. I'm really looking forward to having a reread of the rules of escalations and stuff and see how it works with mobs. Because I definitely think that is a interesting thing. So this is now a BP2. Alright, so Ralof, he's going to move 1, 2, 3, and he's going to have a swing at this guy, but he's gone up to attack 5. So there's 2 openings and 2 breaks in the pool. Well done, Ralof. So with his bonus attack, we ignore reactions. So he's rolled an 8 to hit, which is a wound. Sorry, a hit rather. And then he's flipped a 6. We've got to place an armor token on this mob. So we need a 7 to crack that. Wow. So this needs to be a high power. It's 4 with 2 potential. We can spend that blue to get an extra power. So we'll spend a blue token, a clue card, to defeat the Bone Knight, which means we didn't fail. So that's awesome. Oh, Ralof has gone clutch on us. Oh, who's this guy? 7. 2's defeated. Ralof! And he's exactly the same. All right, so Bianca goes to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so Bianca's going to swing on number 7. She's rolled a 5. That is a hit. It's a Panzer Dead. There is an Instinct. So she has rolled 2 power, and there is 2 break tokens in there with 2 potentials. So that is a wound, but we then have to draw AI for the furthest mob. There is literally just 1, 2, escalates, 1, 2. There's just 1 guy left on the board. I'm not sure if he is supposed to have friends. I don't know how heal works with mobs. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. So yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just need to kill this last 1 guy. However, it's his turn, and he's about to draw an AI. He's drawing a 2. Alright, Mindless Slasher. The closest knight in sight, it is Ralof. Oh no, so he's 3 on a 7. So Ralof, how many hits do you evade? He evades 2, so it's 1 hit. For each 1 hit, roll an additional dice. How does that work with squires? Alright, anyway, it doesn't matter because Ralof just takes 1 damage. He's down to 0, and he's going to flip a Judicium card, which is like an obol, and he flips, "You died! No, Ralof has been defeated!" So Ralof is dead. That's okay. We've got plenty of options we can work with. Don't need to bring Ralof back. He's a clown. Okay, that's the end of our turn. So now it is this guy's go. I'm going to assume he draws an AI and he performs signature. So his AI is Flanking Strike. The closest knight in front will take it on Renholder. Fleischritter. Fleischritter's done a wound now, so he's got a positive precision token. 3 on a 9 to evade. We evade 1. We'll spend 2 of these to re-roll. Try and evade again. So we only evade 1, so we lose 2 health. 1, 2. We do have to draw a trauma. It's a major trauma. Whisper of the Graal, you may gain 2 passion. I shall gain 2 passion. And knockback 3. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to do the slash, which is again the closest knight in front. So he'll go here. This is 3 on an evade to 8 to evade. Ooh, that's tricky. So we're going to lose 3. Yeah, we'll lose 3. 1, 2, 3. So we have a grave trauma. And we flip Sabotage. Discard 2 random cards from your hand. Well, we've only got 2, so we'll discard both of them. Interesting. Alright, well I'm enjoying this quite a bit. Bianca, she's only Passion 2, so she only added 2 opening tokens. So we will go with Renholder. Renholder remove 1, 2, 3 to there. He's now in the right range to do that. Renholder's got all his stuff. He gets his Conjurer of Cheap Tricks. So we'll put a cantrip token in there, which will be a break token. We know that's 8 though. How do we get to 8? That's not likely. The chipped axe is our most likely to get there. Fleischritter needs break tokens. So let's sacrifice Renholder to get all those cantrip tokens in there. So yep, the crude bow, it hits with the 2 openings. We know that he can't wound it. It's an 8. So he's rolling 1, 2, 3, 4 reds with no breaks, 1 break. Nope, so he fails. So escalate, we can't escalate any further. So that's fine. So he's going to go to here, Going up 4. Yep, I'm not sure how to deal with that. That'll be a question for me to read later on. And I will add, I think I didn't raise my passion, I will add 5 cantrips into the pool, as well as a break. So those are all going to be breaks. So we're going to have 4 breaks, sure, plus an opening. So it's basically 5 break tokens in the pool. And then Fleischritter is going to use his big axe to swing, and this should get it done. So that hits because he's got a positive precision token. He did lose that, so that comes back. And yeah, wow, he's rolling a lot of dice. So he's rolling 1 black, plus 1, 2 reds, plus he's got an automatic wound from his weapon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he defeats the mob, I think, and does the 7th wound, which is excellent, and we are successful in the clash. A lot of stuff happening there that I need to read about. Bianca would not have got it done, but let's read the end of that. If you win C008, silence falls as the last beast lies dead at the troops' feet. So occupied are you with trying to calm the near hysterical refugees, you don't notice a new presence among you, a tall, imposing figure in odd garb, clad in hues of green, brown and beige, decorated with earrings, bracelets and a heavy belt of what may be pure gold. The newcomer regards you with piercing eyes, a slight downturn to her lips, the only thing betraying her disapproval. You're the Fleischritter knights I've heard rumour of. Good to see your skills aren't overstated. I have need of you now. We're not dogs to come to heel when called, Hulda snaps. But you are hunters with pride, and I present a most tempting target. These were nothing, mere prey for the real monsters. I'm pursuing a beast, an apex predator. It's been spreading a sickness in my homeland that must be stopped. You humour her for now. I can give you pointers on where this thing's lair is. I need you to kill it before it migrates once more. Hold up. We already have a contract to see through here. We can't just go running off into the wild looking for this egg thing for you. Uthgar, let's not be too hasty. Look at these saps. Our skills are wasted after looking at. We can make all kinds of coin going after this creature. Oof. So we can gain a resilience and stick with the caravan. Okay. So we can go to the caravan. Fine. Or we can we'll hunt down the Egg Knight. We reset our skulls to 0 and we see 22. And that's where we're going to leave it for tonight, but that is what we're doing. We've changed our plans. We're going to leave those guys by themselves, and we're now going to hunt the Apex Egg Knight. How cool is that? Excellent. So if you're about to trigger an encounter from the time track, we resolve it against an Apex Egg Knight. Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, I've got a lot of reading to do, but that was a fun little experience. I'm looking forward to trying a bit more. I'll catch you all again soon. Big tower.